Hello guys, this is the real A-Town aka RGBFOX, and I'm here for a story time this time. And as you can see in the background, I have Overwatch in the background, not my typical Genshin video, right? And ultimately, this is going to be, like I said, a story time video. Me going out on a date with my teacher as a prank gone sexual. Not really though. No, I had a hell of a week 2 weeks ago, and everything just kind of tumbled one over another, and honestly, it made me feel pretty bad, and it made me want to push back the video that I really wanted to put out, but I don't even think I have even made what I wanted for a very long time now. Although, at this point, I am definitely going to update sooner or later, but I want to let everyone know that everyone has their days. Everyone has times that, you feel at your lowest. And in my lowest, for me personally, it was 2018. But, even then, this week was still pretty bad. Well, I say this week, but I still mean about 2 weeks ago. So what ended up happening? Well, I started off my week needing to change the tires in my car, and that is because I really wanted to get new tires since they're pretty old, the tread is lost, and we're in spring, so everyone knows that at this point the rainy season, especially in Texas, can really affect someone in a very bad way, and that includes me when my tread is about 3 to 4 on almost every single tire. Yes, that includes the rear and the front. But the person who I was dealing with at the discount tire shop, well, man, he must have really wanted to sell me 4 tires. At the time, I thought that, well, I would just get the other 2 tires on my next check from my next job. Does that mean that I was working paycheck to paycheck? No, I just, who wants to dip into their savings when they're trying to put everything in their savings? And I could have also used my credit card, but I'm actually trying to pay that down a good chunk. I don't have massive credit card debt, but it certainly is more than what I would want right now. So I was trying to push my priorities elsewhere. One thing almost led to another, and he said, look, we can try to finance these tires for you, and you can pay it over time. And I know that I'm not going to be qualified, and that's because of certain reasons. My credit score is not low. There's something happened about a year ago where certain companies are not going to allow me to borrow, which is fine. And wouldn't you know it, the company that they have the tires for the finance, they're the same company that don't allow me to go with them. And I said, well, that's cool. I don't really care because I'm not trying to open multiple lines of credit. I got my one credit card, but I'll humor him. Well, he must have really loved his job, because the second that I said, hey, look, it says that I am not eligible to, pay over time with this company, he said, oh, well, that's fine. We got a second company if you want to apply. Man, this guy really wanted to ruin my credit score. And I said, no, we're going with plan A, which is just me having 2 tires in the back, and I'll get the rest next week. You only gotta wait a week, my guy. And no, he did not want to wait a week whatsoever. He was determined to sell me 4 tires. So whenever he rang me up for the price of the 2 tires when I said, for 4 tires, when he said that this would be the price for the whole set, plus rims and wheels. And I said, no, I'm not doing that right now. And then he tells me, hey, well, what's the full-on dollar value that you can do right now? And I said, man, just cut that shit in half. I did not actually yell at him, but that is definitely what I was thinking in my mind. And It was just I was very annoyed with that man at that point. So I ended up not paying, and I just went back to my job since I, talked to them during my lunch break. Wouldn't you know it, my job was probably the last thing that I should have came back to if I knew what was going to ensue after. So what ended up happening once I finished my shift is that my team lead decided to speak to me and say, hey, the manager, let's call her manager Jay, she wants to talk to you. And I said, oh, what's it about? It's about an issue that had occurred a few, days ago, which I thought they were going to let slide, but that wasn't the case at all. And unfortunately, they had to terminate me from my job. Now, I wasn't necessarily worried. I do a lot of things on the side, and especially tutoring. I am going to college for a chemistry degree, and so I tutor chemistry, specifically high school and college students that need it. And I get paid a hefty amount to do it per hour, so long as I have clientele that do the sessions. By the way, if you want more information on that, just comment down below and I'll be happy to tutor you. But ultimately what happened is they had to terminate me, and I said, well, I'm just going to have to deal with what I got right now. It's no big deal. I'll be fine. And then I get an email the very next day. The email, in short, was about one of the mothers from the child that I was tutoring, and she had told me that he received 1 out of 10 questions right in his recent chemistry assignment. And I thought, oh, well, that doesn't sound very good. And she thought that it was because it was not my area of expertise. Well, sure, I might not be full yet with a doctorate in chemistry, but I'm definitely working my way there, and I feel like I understand the subject at this level to where I can tutor up to organic. You know what I mean? Organic is a really tough chemistry subject, by the way, let me tell you. One thing, led to another, and I thought, you know what? I really want to talk to this woman, and I'm going to review the questions that he had answered, see how he got them incorrect, and hopefully, we can work through this somehow. After we spoke, and I put a lot of work into this. I don't just have, tutoring sessions willy-nilly. I have PowerPoints, I have videos, I make worksheets, I have the answer keys. I do all of this stuff because I feel that it is necessary for me whenever I'm trying to guide students in the right path. I ended up working through his worksheets because, at this point, I didn't have a job anymore, right? So I had all the time in the world. And I found that not only did he get a good amount of the questions correct, he also did get some incorrect, but it was less. If I had to grade it as his teacher, he would have gotten a 60 out of 100 instead of a 10 out of 100. And so I thought, maybe she wants it rounded differently for some of these answers, and on these other ones, I'm gonna just have to review with him. But having a parent be upset with me doesn't necessarily feel great at all. And there was one, maybe 2 more failures. I'm trying to remember, but the one that really hurt, and I'll see if I can put a picture here on the screen, is, I parked on the curb. And as a result, there can be many dangers, but the street that I live in is ultimately pretty wide. Wide enough that you can have 2 cars parked on either side of the curb, and you still have enough space for a pretty big truck to drive through them. I guess it also depends on how wide the cars are. My car is not that wide. It's, long because the hood is long, but aside from that, not that wide at all. Someone must have been driving like a maniac, and they actually hit my mirror off of my car. And so in this whole week where I had nothing but bad luck, it just kept piling on Saturday, and I had to get a replacement. Luckily, my parents were generous enough to just buy me it, and it was pretty cheap. It was $35 to get it replaced, but regardless, I just thought, when will this bad streak end? Ultimately, what ended up happening is I updated my resume, my LinkedIn profile, and I ended up applying to some jobs. I definitely wanted to see if at least I could have an IT job remotely in my house, because I work with computer, at least I work with my computer a lot, but I configure a bunch of stuff such as creating servers, removing viruses when necessary, troubleshooting them when they don't post and all that, and some more. And I've gotten really proficient at it recently. I think the thing that I would need left is just to learn how to code, and that's something that I'm looking to do pretty soon. I just want to mentally prepare through the, I want to say 50 or so hours of coding that I'm gonna have to learn. It's gonna be rough out here. What ended up happening is I number one, decided I'm going to get my tires some other time. So, saving money on that department. I stopped worrying about it. Number two, the student that I tutored that did really poorly on his homework, well, it turns out he did get those questions right. He got them right, and it was just a rounding error that he did. Instead of rounding to the tens place, they wanted him to round to the hundreds place. And I thought, great. Looks like I'm off the hook for some of those. And then we ended up reviewing why he got some of the answers wrong, and that was just a mistake on the process of the equations and looking for KSP on certain questions. Another thing that ended up giving me a bright smile is the fact that the part for my car came last week, and it was replaced in a matter of seconds. Which was great since it was done at home. And lastly, yesterday, I ended up getting a call from the job that I kind of really wanted, and they're setting me up for an interview. And I cannot be happier right now, because if I hopefully land this interview and get the job, I'm gonna have the job that I've been wanting for a good while. Now, what if I end up hating it? Well, I think I can deal with it. It's in the department that I really actually want to work in, and as of right now, all I can hope for is that I get the job. And if not, I do have 2 more interviews the day after, just in case I want to change my mind, or maybe they pay me even more than what this is. But as of right now, I just want to say it's been rough for a bit. But cheer up, everyone. Even on your lowest days, you guys can definitely improve and have a better luck at the weeks that you feel the most defeated. So don't give up. Try your best, and hopefully sooner or later you end up having much better luck than the previous times that you have been involved in some really shit territory. It was a hell of a week, and a lot of things piled on, but I'm glad to say that things seem to have turned up. And honestly, I'm kind of glad that I lost my job, because it's giving me time to do what I want to do anyways, along with school and everything else that I've been needing to accomplish. And hopefully it means that I could turn out with some more videos. This is technically going to be the first time that I've uploaded something within a few days, if not within a week of each other. So if this video doesn't do that great, I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just a update video, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider subscribing, leaving a like, and maybe even comment about some bad luck that turned into good luck later on. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and that is it for me. Peace.